Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. If you don't know us, we are Henna and Jake and we travel for £1,000 a month to show you that travel can still be possible on a budget. In this video, we're going to dive into everything you need to know to travel to Thailand in 2024. So the first thing you need to do is research visas. If you're a UK national, you can get a 30-day visa-free stamp on arrivals. And if you want to stay longer than 30 days, you can go to the embassy to extend your stay for around £50, but it's not guaranteed. So if you want to stay there longer and you're planning your trip for about 60 days, then you can get an e-visa for 60 days, but just be mindful that you do have to apply for that when you're in the UK and you have to show proof of your flight from the UK to Thailand.
Just note, if you're applying from outside the UK, you may not be eligible to apply online. We tried this and we failed, we wasted our money. So make sure you check the Thai government website, and if you can't apply online, then maybe just turn up and try and extend it whilst you're in the country.
So the second thing you need to know is when the best time to visit Thailand is. Now, Thailand is a very large country, so expect a range of weather conditions. Northern and central Thailand expect rain in June to October.
So in the Gulf of Thailand, so you've got Koh Samui, Koh Tao and Koh Phangan are the main places that people go to. Expect the rainy season to be around September to December. The heaviest rainfall normally in around like October, November times.
And then Western Thailand, which is Krabi, Koh Sok, Phuket area, expect rain in the September and October months.
So given this information, you'd think October and November will be an awful time to visit. But that's exactly when we went, and we had loads of sunny adventures. So if you can plan your trip around the dry season, definitely try to do it. But if you can only go within the wet seasons, it's still worth a trip to Thailand.
So the next point is transport. Now, Grab is great in Thailand. It's great on the mainland to get you from A to B, but just note that if you're going to the islands such as Koh Tao, Koh Samui and Koh Phangan, they don't have Grab on them, and it's just local taxis. The local taxis are generally just a truck with seats in the boot, and they cram about 10 people in at once and usually charge around 100 baht per person. But they don't start at this price. They generally start about 200 or 300 baht, which is very expensive. So just be mindful when getting in taxis to try and barter the price down.
For exploring the islands and exploring the mainland, hire a scooter. We would generally charge about 250 baht a day, but sometimes it went up to about 500 baht. So traveling from place to place though, we used Want2Go Asia. This website makes it really, really easy to travel, and we never had any problems when we booked anything.
Okay, so the next most important thing to do when planning your trip to Thailand is knowing where to visit. Now, we started our trip in Bangkok, and the chances of you doing this too are pretty high because a lot of cheap flights fly into the Bangkok airport. We only spent a couple of days in Bangkok, as the main attractions generally are just the Grand Palace, Khao San Road, Sky Bars and other smaller temples. You don't really need long there.
Yeah, and after Bangkok, you kind of have two options. So if, like us, you're going to Malaysia after Thailand, then we suggest you do the north first, because then this means you do the north, then the south, and then you can just go straight down into Malaysia. However, if you're going east of Thailand, you're going to Cambodia, Laos or Vietnam, after Thailand, then we probably suggest you go from Bangkok, you go south, do all the islands in the south and then come up and do the north, because you're much closer to then travel into Cambodia, Laos or Vietnam. So that's your two options really. So if you're going from Bangkok into the north like we did, we suggest you go straight to Chiang Mai.
Chiang Mai is a fabulous place to visit in the north with lots of things to do. One of the main things we did when we were there was a cooking class with Smile Organic Farm, and it was the best thing we did, especially if you have any allergies. I have a nut allergy, and it was extremely useful in knowing what I could and couldn't eat in Thailand.
One thing I would say with the cooking class though is don't eat too much spice, or like me, you're going to have to stop halfway on the way home and they're going to have to find the nearest toilet or service station for you to run into and go for a number two.
But we recommend spending about 3 days here. If you want to go up to Chiang Rai to do a day trip to see the temple up there, then spend probably 4 days here just to give yourself a bit of extra time to do other activities.
So after Chiang Mai, we travelled up to Pai. Now, the trip to Pai is not that long, only about 3 hours, but extremely windy roads. So we would suggest you take travel sickness tablets, otherwise you'll end up being sick on the bus. And this happened to the person right in front of us. about 10 minutes in, it made our whole bus journey smell. So don't be that person. Take your travel sickness tablets. But there's so much to do in Pai. We explored. Go watch our Pai video, because there's lots we did in it, and there was still more that we could have done. So we would suggest spending at least 5 days here.
So after Pai, we actually did get the bus back to Chiang Mai, and then we got a flight from Chiang Mai to Surat Thani, and then a boat from Surat Thani to Koh Phangan. So that took about 2 days of travelling and cost around £100 with flight costs and buses and boats. But you can do it a lot cheaper if you want to get 2-night buses, but we don't recommend that because it's extremely exhausting and Jake isn't very good on any sleep, so we didn't do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to deal with like 2 nights of no sleep on a night bus, because it would end up being like 3 or 4 days of travelling. So just get the flight like we did, pay the extra money. If you can time travelling to Koh Phangan with the full moon party, we definitely recommend it. But other than the full moon party, there's the half moon party, there's jungle party, waterfall party, so lots of opportunities for you to have a good time there. But Koh Phangan itself is so beautiful. We definitely plan on going back there at some point in the future, so this is definitely an island we recommend going to.
After Koh Phangan, get the boat up to Koh Tao. It takes about an hour, and because the sea around there where the islands are is in the Gulf of Thailand, the sea is super calm and the boats are really big as well, so you don't need to take any motion sickness tablets, you'll be absolutely fine. So Koh Tao was actually one of our favourite places in Thailand. It is amazing for diving. You can do your diving course there, and it's meant to be one of the cheapest places in the world to learn how to dive.
So if you've done Koh Phangan and you've done Koh Tao, the next place to visit is Koh Samui. It's the largest of those 3 islands, and there's a few cool places to visit just off of there as well. We went to Anthong National Park, and there's Pig Island pretty close by, so you can do those 2 as day trips. So we'd recommend spending at least 5 days on Koh Samui so that you can then also explore the island.
So after Samui, head over to Phuket. Now Phuket is a hub for Muay Thai, so if you're interested in training, then we'd recommend you spend longer there. Most people who train probably there about 2 weeks to a month. But we stayed near Bang Tao Beach, which is about a 30-minute walk away from Sorin Beach, which is supposed to be the best sunset spot in Thailand, and we saw some pretty amazing sunsets. But if you aren't planning to train here, then maybe only stay 2 to 3 days. And if you don't really like touristy spots and you're not overly bothered with the sights around Phuket or in Phuket, then probably don't come here because you probably won't enjoy it that much. It is very busy.
So as we just said, Phuket is really busy, and the next place on the list is even busier. For someone like me who's not that interested in going to party spots, I wasn't looking forward to going to PP at all, but I was so surprised at how fun it was. We had a great time. It is very party, it's a very party lifestyle on the island, but there's so much to also go do, and there's good day trips. At night as well, the beaches light up with loads of fire shows, and there's loads of entertainment for you to get involved in, so definite place to go to.
So Krabi was the next place we visited. It's another 2-hour boat journey from PP, and we stayed in Onang for 4 nights, and then we went to Krabi town for 2 nights, and then back to Onang for another 4 nights, I think. But we actually recommend you staying in Onang and spending about 4 days there. We don't recommend you staying in Krabi town because there's not actually that much to do. Everything that you can do in Krabi town, you can do from Onang because it's only a 30-minute car journey.
So yeah, don't spend as much time as us in Krabi. We would recommend that you, after Krabi, you go to Koh Lanta or Khao Sok National Park, or you go to Koh Lipe. There's lots of islands or places around Thailand that you can go to. Those 3 places I mentioned, loads of our friends actually went to all of those and really highly recommend them. We didn't go ourselves, so we didn't have time, but we will be going back there in future videos. But this, I guess, leads us on to where to stay in the places that we stayed in. Now, there are a few places we recommend, and we booked all of our stays through either booking.com or Hostelworld.
So in Chiang Mai, we stayed at a hostel called Hostel Lullaby. It was great, we really liked it. It was a non-party hostel, so they didn't have any bars, you weren't allowed any alcohol in there. You had a really nice conservatory where you could just sit and chill. There was lots of bean bags, comfy places to relax, and yeah, the beds were super comfortable. It was a great place.
Another place that was also nice, Bed Station in Bangkok. Now this place I wasn't looking forward to. It's an 18-bed dorm, but this place was super clean, loads of privacy, and if you want to go downstairs and party, it was another really good small space where you could make loads of friends.
So the next place is Hydronauts Dive School in Koh Tao. This has got to be one of the best places we've stayed in terms of value for money.
Yeah.
We paid £10 a night for a double room, and the double room was really big. It had a really comfortable bed with aircon, a desk, a massive wardrobe space, private bathroom, and a balcony. The dive school is actually located in a small bay away from the centre. It's about a 25-minute walk into the centre, but it does also have a lot of really nice restaurants and cafes nearby, so you don't actually have to leave the bay to get nice food.
Yeah, I wouldn't say like the room was not perfect. There were things like the shower wasn't like super high pressure, but it was absolutely fine. Everything was clean, and compared to the dorm rooms at Hydronauts, the double room, it was such good value. So definitely get the double room for about £10. Don't go for the dorm rooms that are like £6-7. They're not that nice. After Hydronauts, one place we stayed was Lubdi Hostel on Koh Samui. They have a few Lubdi hostels around Thailand, but this one was really nice. It was like a hotel. The dorm room we stayed in was really spacious. The beds were really, really well made, and the whole place was just really clean. So we really enjoyed it. The only thing I would say is that they had blankets rather than big duvets, and I like a nice duvet.
It is warm in Thailand, so you don't need a duvet.
No, but I like to have aircon and a duvet rather than no aircon and a blanket. It's definitely higher value, but the Lovely Hostel, really good.
So the last place we recommend is a place called Simple House B&B, which is located in Onang in Krabi. The rooms were really big and comfortable, and they had a really nice free breakfast. It was just a small place, family-run business, but they were super nice people. They offered to do your laundry. It was about a 25-30 minute walk into the centre, so again, a little bit further out, but it was so nice. Like, we couldn't fault it at all.
Yeah,
really recommend staying there.
Shout out to them for being the only place in Thailand that I saw recycling. They had like a really good recycling system, and didn't see that anywhere else. So getting on to food now, I absolutely loved the food in Thailand. I wasn't looking forward to this either in Thailand. I don't know why. I forgot how good Thai food was, but it was incredible. We didn't have any issues getting sick. The Thai markets were amazing. Eat Thai food at every opportunity you get.
So I was very nervous about going to Thailand with my peanut allergy, because I thought everything was going to be cooked in peanut oil, but it turns out it wasn't, and all of the Thai people were amazing with it. I had no issues.
So the next thing we like to mention is medical centres. We like to mention this just in case you get ill or you have any accidents or anything, but this didn't happen to us. However, it did happen to Henna's cousin Jade in the Phi Islands.
So we noticed that the hospital actually tried to charge Jade more money. So she had a little cut on her hand. We went to the hospital just to check that it didn't have any glass stuck in it. And they actually wanted to stitch it up and prescribe her with loads of antibiotics and medicine, which she didn't actually need. And I did hear from a lot of people about the hospitals in Thailand try and charge tourists for things that they don't need doing just to make money. So just be aware of that if you do go, and if you have any issues, make sure you don't get ripped off.
Yeah, this probably isn't just a thing solely in Thailand. You'll probably find this everywhere, but again, just be careful when you're going to medical centres that you check the bill before you pay it. So talking about paying for things, let's talk about cash now. Getting cash out of a cash machine is going to charge you 220 baht per transaction, which is about £5. So take the maximum amount of money out every single time you can. If you're going to be able to pay by card by anything, try and do this, but generally they'll charge you 3%. So work out whether it's cheaper to take the 3% hit or take 220 baht hit.
Next point is SIM cards. They're very easy to get. Just go into your local 7-Eleven or phone shop nearby. They are about £8, but don't get the tourist ones because they charge way more, and they're about £22. It's £8 for around 25 gigabyte of data, and you do need your passport to register it.
So lastly, we want to mention what the average daily cost was in Thailand. Now, if you want a strict breakdown of what we spent in each place, go to our Thailand travel series, skip to the end of each video, and you'll see the exact cost for every single place. But our average for the whole of Thailand was £45.60 a day, which worked out to be £508 over exactly. So that's over our budget. So our total budget for Thailand was just over 1,500, and we ended up spending just over 2,000.
So yeah, we found Thailand extremely expensive, but just know in that cost of over budget, we did do our scuba diving course. So factor that into your overall Thailand cost if you want to do the scuba diving. But yeah, if you're planning to work, travel slower, try and spend about a week or more in each destination, which will actually save you money on transport costs as well over a month period. But most of all, enjoy the Wi-Fi, because the Wi-Fi is actually super fast and really great everywhere in Thailand, even all of the little islands.
Yeah, I think on one of the little islands on PP, we stayed in a small hostel and we had download and upload speeds of over 300 megabit per second. So that is probably the fastest we've had anywhere traveling. So that's our guide for Thailand. If you have any questions, put it in the comments below, and if we missed anything obvious, also put it in the comments below.
But thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in our next one.
Bye.